As you all are aware, we're in the midst of a very strong wind event that has affected much of the state in the past 24 hours and is having an ongoing impact on the city of Los Angeles. This is one of the worst windstorms that the city has experienced in maybe decades. We've seen widespread damage from downed trees and other debris throughout the city, as well as downed power lines and other electrical issues that have left about 140,000 Angelenos without power at this hour. Neighborhoods in virtually all areas of the city have seen power outages. They've been especially high in the northeast neighborhoods, in West LA, including Highland Park, El Sereno, and Glass Hill Park. Our DWP crews have already restored power to more than 80,000 customers since last night, and there are currently more than 100 crews working as quickly and as safely as possible to restore power at over 1,000 separate incidents. DWP has called in crews from remote facilities in California and out of state. At this time, for customers currently experiencing outages, they need to be aware that it could take some time, maybe as long as 48 hours. We hope much sooner, but before their power is restored. And so I'm asking for your patience. I want to remind everyone that these high winds and the damage they cause present a real danger, and I urge people to be aware of that and to stay away from places of emergency. In fact, if you don't have to leave your house, why do it? I urge Angelenos to use extreme caution around downed wire power lines and fallen trees. They should assume that any downed power line is live, and if you see a downed power line, stay as far away as possible and call 911. Power outages are also affecting some traffic signals. If you encounter an intersection where a signal is not working, drivers should treat those lights as stop signs, make a full stop. City traffic officers are deployed to assist motorists at many intersections where the traffic signals are temporarily out. They should assume that any down power line is live. Stay as far away as possible. Oh, I think I just said that. Excuse me. City traffic officers are deployed to assist motorists, at many intersections where the traffic signals are temporarily out. I'm happy to report that after some power outages and debris issues at LAX last night, the airport is operating normally today. The Los Angeles Fire Department has declared a red flag warning, and the dry air combined with winds that have reached 100-mile-per-hour gusts present an extreme fire risk. The LA Fire Department has pre-deployed resources throughout the city's brush areas. Thousands of trees throughout the city have fallen or been damaged. Griffith Park has been closed until the winds subside, and the Recreation and Park Department has fully assessed the damage and the extreme fire danger is subsided. Now, officials from Recreation and Parks are continuing to assess the damage at the city's 415 parks. This is a very dynamic event. It's still unfolding. I am told that the winds are forecast to remain high throughout tomorrow. Both a red flag warning and a high wind advisory will remain in effect until tomorrow. Now, we've been told that the conditions are expected to change this afternoon and evening. This once-in-a-generation wind event is supposed to shift to a more traditional Santa Ana wind event that will likely affect parts of the San Fernando Valley while the winds start to die down in the rest of the city. You may have noticed that most of the problems were south of the Mulholland. Very few of the problems were in the San Fernando Valley. That will change going into tonight and tomorrow. And so particularly in the West Valley area, we need to be aware of that. We can expect to see wind speeds between 15 to 30 miles an hour with wind gusts a bit higher. I, of course, want to acknowledge the efforts and the hard work of our city employees from the Departments of Water and Power, the Los Angeles Fire Department, the LAPD, the LA Department of Transportation, Parks and Recs, Street Services, and other agencies that have been involved. They're all working long hours and safely and quickly to handle this ongoing situation. I did get a briefing from all of them a few minutes ago that give me confidence that they not only weathered the night, no pun intended, but they did so amazingly well when you look at this once in a 20-year event. And so I want to acknowledge them for their work. Few words in Spanish. Los vientos que hemos visto han sido de los más fuertes en las últimas décadas. Hay grandes daños como árboles caídos y cables de electricidad y otros problemas eléctricos que han dejado a más de 130,000, el número que ha dejado más de 140,000 de Los Ángeles sin energía eléctrica. Nuestros equipos del Departamento de Agua y Energía han restaurado la electricidad a más de 80,000 clientes, pero aún hay más de 100 equipos trabajando para restaurar la electricidad. En este momento, para los clientes que están donde todavía hay un apagón, tienen que saber que podría tomar hasta 48 horas para vuelven a tener electricidad. Creemos que lo vamos a hacer mucho más rápido que 48 horas, pero con tantas hogares. Y recuerdes, en el área del condado hay más de 300,000 hogares. Aquí en la ciudad el número es mucho más bajo, pero con tantos hogares sin electricidad hay una necesidad de hacerlo en una manera segura y en una manera lo más pronto posible. Quiero recordarles a todos que estos fuertes vientos son un peligro. Tengan precaución extrema con los cables eléctricos caídos y árboles caídos. Estamos haciendo todo el posible a restaurar el poder, pero y asegurar que esos cables están seguros. Deben saber que cualquier cable caído puede tener corriente y usted ve un cable. Si usted ve un cable caído, manténganse lo más lejos posible y llame al 911. También están afectados a los señales de tráfico. Si hay una intersección donde una señal no está funcionando, los conductores deben tratar estos señales como una señal de alto. Quiero dar las gracias a todos los departamentos de la ciudad de Los Ángeles que han trabajado juntos durante este evento. And with that, I'd like to bring up Jim Featherstone with Emergency Management Services to provide further update. By the way, the 311 call center will be open for 24 hours, so around the clock, so that if you have a problem that's not emergency, you can call that number. Again, if there is an emergency, you need to call 911.